Good morning, you guys. You're watching Evan and Evergreen, and my name is Evan. I'm coming to you today from my kitchen, and I wanted to do a little tour of my minimalist kitchen, specifically my cabinets. We are a family of 3, me, my husband, and my 5-year-old daughter, and we have 2 cats and a dog. We do get visitors from time to time. We do have other kids that live outside of the house that will come over for dinner and different things. But I wanted to show you guys what we use on a day-to-day basis for dishes and cooking and things like that, and how we keep it minimal. I do the majority of the cooking in the house and dishes, so I pretty much manage this space, and I really try to keep things down because I do hand wash dishes, and I especially do not like washing silverware, so I don't want like a huge pile of them to pile up in the sink. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the kitchen. So this is the majority of our kitchen area. Behind me is the refrigerator and our kitchen table. We have this for our water purifier. That also has the cat food in it and some cat toys and accessories for them. And then on this side we have one more cabinet, and then this is our pantry. So we are renting this house, so most of the things were here when we moved in, like the oven, the pantry, even the little cabinet that is for our cat food. So I do keep the coffee pot on the counter on a daily basis. This is our little water kettle that we use. That usually gets put away after it's used, and it goes in that upper cabinet over the stove. And then this is our dish drying rack. So this is our main cabinet for dishes. I keep matches and a lighter here for fires in the backyard and for lighting candles in the kitchen. So these are our everyday use plates that get used all of the time. This is 2 different sets of china, and I have 4 pieces from each because I did declutter. This set I received from the Buy Nothing group, and it had 12 serving pieces for each type of dish. There were 12 of these bowls, 12 dinner plates, 12 cups and saucers, 12 salad plates, 12 dessert bowls, but I went down to 4 because I really like china, and I feel like I can keep more if I just keep minimal pieces from each set. I keep very few glasses out. I have 1 glass that I normally use for water every day, and I usually have it on my dresser in my bedroom or just wherever I am in the house. I have 2 of these cups and saucers that I use for coffee every day, and one of them is being used right now, but these are what I use on a daily basis. We use a lot of these Anchor Hawking food storage bowls. And then we have these bowls. I recently got a few of these from my mom. I have 2 of like the little dessert bowls and 2 cups and saucers, but I use these pretty regularly for small portions for my daughter. And then we have these, which we really like, that came from a set that my aunt passed down to me from her mother-in-law. And we have a few other pieces, like some dinner plates that go with this, and then some really large salad bowls. So these are things that pretty much get used every day. I keep the coffee filters here because I do make coffee right here. These are the baking pans that I use most often. And then this stuff honestly is extra, but it's things that I don't want to part with. There's some serving bowls. Sometimes we'll use those for fruit. All of these pieces go with other sets that I have. Here I do have a drawer for water bottles and coffee cups, but I put this one here because I wanted to take it out of rotation because my daughter was just using too many water bottles all of the time, and I don't like washing them. I didn't want to get rid of it just in case one gets ruined or lost or broken, so I have that one for a backup, but I just put it here so it's not getting dirtied and having to be washed all of the time. And then I also have my flour sifter up there because I just didn't really have a better place for it. And then at the top of the cabinet, you can see I decided to use this for storage for some more of my china. It looks pretty, and it's things that I don't want to let go of, but they're not clogging up my cabinets. These, what do you call them? These candle holders I use at the kitchen sink, but I ran out of votives. I just put them up there until I get some more votives and then start using them on a regular basis again. And then over here I have some more glasses that are backup if some get broken, and I'd rather have them up and out of the way so we're not constantly having a pile of dirty dishes. If you only have 1 or 2 glasses, then only 1 or 2 can be dirty at a time, so you're not having to wash 6 or 7. This glass here I pulled out of the cabinet because my husband normally uses this with like dinner and stuff, but I really don't like washing it, and he always leaves milk down on the bottom of it, and so I'd rather wash the crystal water goblets that I have. They're just easier to wash. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a step stool and store that up there with the others. This is our little toaster oven air fryer. This does live on the counter. We use it pretty much every day. This is a cast iron pan that I need to do some work on. My mom gave it to me. I haven't used it yet, and I need to do some cleaning and restoration on it. So I haven't done that yet because I'm a little overwhelmed by the idea of it. So hopefully once I actually get started, it'll be easier than kind of what I'm thinking it might be. So this is our sugar bowl. I keep it here to keep it off of the counter. My husband pretty much uses this every day for his coffee. It matches the set that my aunt gave me. This cool stoneware. We have a creamer that goes with this as well. But I just keep it up here so it's not taking up space on the counter. I don't use sugar for my coffee. I just drink plain black coffee. But my husband uses that pretty much every day, and then my mom uses it when she comes over for coffee. I have this cabinet, and really we don't necessarily use this stuff on a daily basis. These are a lot of my teacups and saucers that go with my china, my different patterns that I have. We do use these Anchor Hocking food storage bowls for leftovers, or just storing vegetables in the fridge, or storing things in the pantry. And I really like those, and I like to have a lot of them available and within reach. So these are the other coffee cups that we use most often. And then honestly, I might be able to kind of whittle down what's in this cabinet a little bit, or maybe move some things up to the top to give me a little bit more usable storage, because we don't really reach for these. And then that red mug back there, that is my old favorite mug, but I don't really use it on a daily basis anymore because I prefer the little white coffee cups that I have. And then this middle cabinet over the sink, this is the majority of our pots and pans. So these are easily within reach. A couple of small ones, bigger one. Two of these have steamers. So this one has a steamer for steaming broccoli. And then this one's a steamer also. So that's where I store the pots and pans. And then this frying pan we use pretty much every day. It's usually out on the stove, but if I do put it away, it'll go down into this lower cabinet, which I'll show you. And let's see here, this is where I have my mixing bowls. So these are easily within reach. There's 3 different sizes of mixing bowls. And then I have this cool rice strainer washer that I got from Amazon. I really like it. And in addition to that, I keep my hand mixer up here and also my seasonal candy and cookie jars. I do switch these out with the seasons. And just yesterday, I took down the Easter springtime one. I don't have one for summer. I just used the bunny for spring and then all the way through summer. I'm really not a summer person, so I was happy just to have him. And yesterday I switched it out for our Halloween fall candy jar, and that goes on top of the fridge. And then here, this is what we use for our spice cabinet. These are the ones that get accessed pretty much every single day. I use this little sugar jar for our pink salt that we use all of the time. And then there's some other spices and syrups and things that we reach for a little bit less often. And then up here we have a little bit of supplements and some more spices that we don't use quite as often. Up at the top, I keep my daughter's lunch bags for when we're on the go, going to the library and different events and things. And then I have a little bit of storage up here. There's some spices and baking things that I don't reach for very often. So we have these 2 drawers here for utensils, and then we have 3 drawers on this side, and then those are all of the drawers that we have in the kitchen. This is our main utensil drawer, and you can see I really keep it very minimal. I did have my daughter's utensils in her drawer, but I recently moved them over to here, hoping that they would just be a little bit easier for her to access. And then I do keep very few silverware out in like our daily area, but don't let that fool you, because I actually have a ton of silverware. You'll see over on the other side. And then these are more like some little odds and ends that we do reach for pretty regularly. There are probably a couple of things in here I could part with. And then this drawer has our measuring cups and spoons, some serving utensils, can opener, an extra spatula.
In case we need one.
I have just 2 spatulas, but I pretty much use the gray one on a daily basis, and then this one is just backup.
In case we lose it.
In case we lose it. Oh, I hope we don't lose it. If we did lose it, I would probably go to the store and buy that same one again, because I really like it. This is our one little spatula for baking that we do use. So those are our silverware drawers. And while we're on this side, I'll show you guys this lower cabinet. So down here I have my crock pot, some cake baking pans, the round pie plate on the left.
Our baby
use that.
is hurt. See?
Aww, where'd she get a Band-Aid from?
Oh, this is my old one I kept on the baby sheep. Oh, this is my new one. 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 This is my new
The round pie plate on the left, I use that most often for
Where?
baking. And then we have our one strainer.
And a
And
baby
then
in this pan.
these big bowls that my husband likes to have like pasta and things in that match the set from my aunt. And then these heavy stoneware dinner plates. I'll use those sometimes for chopping things, but then I also have 2 glass cutting boards that I really, really like.
One here.
Mm-hmm.
And one.
Do you see the other one up against the wall of the cabinet? Look above your baby. Oh, not that one, but I do like that one. That one's really pretty. It's up against the side. Yeah, you found it. And then I store some extra coffee down here, our cheese grater, and I think there's some flour down there for making homemade Play-Doh. So my under the sink area,
Is this area?
under the sink I have vinegar that we use really often. I keep vinegar next to the sink, not only for wiping down counters and the table and things like that, but also because I like to use it to help get soap residue off of the dishes. I keep a spray bottle of vinegar at the sink to help rinse soap off of dishes, and I've done that for years now, and I really like it to make sure that your dishes do not taste like soap. This bigger bin has rags for cleaning. I just recently moved this down here a couple of days ago. It was in the closet in the living room, but it was a little cumbersome to go in there and grab them whenever I needed one. So it's a lot of like old cut up t-shirts and things like that. So those can be used and then just thrown away if they get really yucky. And then the pink basket is
for dirt. Is for dirty washcloths or whatever.
Yes. The pink basket is for dirty washcloths and dish towels before they go into the laundry. And then this is kind of like a little miscellaneous basket. Okay, we're almost done. I just have a few more drawers to go through, and then that'll be basically all I'm going to go through for this video. So I do keep my butter on the counter, and then I have this candle holder that I might end up decluttering. I recently got it from the Buy Nothing group, but it came with a candle, and I used the candle that was in it, and it was really nice, but I don't necessarily need that candle holder. So if I can't find a use for it for something else, I'll just put it back into the Buy Nothing group. So I guess this would be considered our junk drawer, but I also have all of my extra silverware that goes along with my sets. I have 2 different sets, maybe 3 actually, and I don't want to part with them, but I don't want all of this silverware to get dirty all at the same time. And then if we do have a party or something, I usually will just use what we have instead of buying plastic. And then I have a little thing for pens. I have these little clips that we always use for chips or open things in the freezer. And then I keep my washcloths here for doing dishes.